Hi you guys, it's Jalea Creations and I'm back with another video, you guys. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here or returning, my name is Jalea Creations. I am a budget coach and I teach people how to budget using these amazing budget products that I have created from my little brain inside of my head, which I'm so excited that I get to share with all of you guys. So we are going to go through and set up one of my clients just a regular bi-weekly budget. We're not going to use our calendar today. We're just going to go ahead and use our monthly budget and then break it down to bi-weekly, you guys, just because all of her bills basically come out on the same day. So she gets paid on the 1st of the month. We split those bills from the 1st, and then the next paycheck she gets paid on the 15th, so we just split those bills as well. So her goal is we're going to pay off a Klarna and we're going to go ahead and pay off our pink credit card. So we're going to go ahead, add everything up and get straight into it, you guys. So let's get ready. Alright, you guys, so the first thing we're going to go ahead and do is set up our month here. So this is going to be for the month of August. We're going to go ahead and set our goal to pay off Klarna. So we want to pay off Klarna and we want to pay off our pink credit card. That is our goal for August. So the first thing we want to go ahead and do is write down our paycheck. So we have our paycheck that comes out on the 1st. We're just going to say check number 1. If you have multiple jobs, you're just going to put that in there as well. So you'll say source 1 paycheck, or your job that you get from each, your checks that you get from each job if you have multiple jobs. So our first check is going to be $1,800 and our second check is going to be $1,500, and this is her bi-weekly pay. So now we're going to go in and write our fixed expenses versus our variables. Remember, fixed are going to be our bills that are usually the same every single month, and our variables are going to be our expenses that vary. I'm going to fill this in and we'll be right back. You guys, so now that we went and wrote down our monthly overview, we're just going to add up all our expenses so we could see what's coming in and out each month, and then we're going to break this down to a bi-weekly budget. I always like to just set up a monthly just so you see your full overview. There's nothing wrong with doing both templates just so you can see everything and plan accordingly. So our fixed expenses total to $2,014. In our variables, we got hair here, which is going to be $180. Our gas for $240, groceries for $300, credit cards for $105, Klarna for $80. Just gonna be $905. All right, $905 plus $2,014 brings our expense total to about $2,919. $2,919. We're gonna figure out how much we have left over by taking our full income, which is going to be $1,800 plus $1,500, gives us about $3,300 per month minus $2,919. $3,300 minus $2,919 is going to be $381. That goes in our savings. Boom. So now we're going to go ahead and break this down to how do we know which check is going to cover that. Alright, you guys, so now we're going to go ahead and set up our weeks of. We're going to say July 28th to August 4th. The pay period that falls between this week, our payday, is going to be the 1st of the month. Then the next week, we're going to say August 5th to August 11th. We don't get paid around this time frame, so our income would technically be 0. This first check is what? $1,800. All right, so we'll have no expenses coming out this week. We'll have to cover all these expenses with this previous check. The next week of will be August 12th to August 18th, and the pay period that falls on this check is going to be $1,500, And the payday for this one is going to be the, let's see here, the 15th. And this was to August 18th. We like to do a Sunday through Monday just to make sure we're covering every bill that comes out. So this would be August 18th. Alright, you guys, so we're gonna go ahead and put all of our bills that will come out around this time frame for the first check. So we know this is gonna cover all the bills that come out basically from the first. So we have some of these that we're gonna split. So we're gonna go ahead and do our split as well. Like this UE, we're gonna split that to bi-weekly. We're also going to split, let's see here, what else do we have? Our Klarna bi-weekly. So we're gonna go ahead and fill in our bills. So for this one, we for sure know we need to pay our rent. She does split her rent into 2 payments. So we're going to go ahead and put $650 for the rent for this week. And then we'll put the other half for the next week. So we have our rent that we need to split in half. Our MLGW, she also splits in half. So the MLGW, she actually has a smaller payment she pays on the first. So we only paid $10 on this period, and then she pays the rest with the next check. So then we also have our phone bill, which will come out on the first as well, which is going to be $65. So I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight this, you guys. So we have our rent, our first half of the rent, our first portion of MLG, and then we also have our phone bill for $65. Our Wi-Fi will for sure come out with this check. And our furniture. So we're gonna go ahead and put this in here. Keep in mind, guys, we are still gonna split. So we got the phone, which is gonna be $65. Then we have the Wi-Fi, which totaled to $75. All right, and then the U.E, we need to pay that as well. We split that into 2 payments, breaking it down to $170 per month or per week. So U.E, it's gonna be $170. All right, so those are our fixed expenses. So now let's go ahead and break down our variables. All right, you guys, so we're gonna set up our variables. I also forgot to write the furniture right here, so let's go ahead and write the furniture, which was also $74 per month, and that's with the first check as well. So now let's go ahead and look at our variables. We have our hair, which is going to come out this week, which is going to be $160. So we need to prioritize our hair for $160. And then the rest of these are all bi-weekly. So if we split gas in half, that's going to give us $120 bi-weekly. All right. Then we have our groceries total to about $300 per month. So we're going to go ahead and split that in half to $150 bi-weekly. Alright, and then we also have some credit cards. Our credit card minimums total to $105. That's one thing that's not bi-weekly. Let's go ahead and fix that here. Our credit cards aren't bi-weekly. They just come out on the dates that they do. So with this period, our Capital One comes out, which is going to be $30. Then we have our Klarna that will also come out, which is going to be $40 because that's bi-weekly. Then we have our pink credit card, which is going to be $30. And then we also, that's it. Yeah, that's it here. So let's go ahead and add up our expenses. $650 plus 10 plus 65 plus 75 plus 170 plus 74 totals are fixed to 1044. Let's go ahead and add up our variables. 160 plus 120 plus 150 plus 30 plus 40 plus 30. Let's see here, is going to be 5. I got 530. Let me see. I think I'm missing something. 160 plus 120 plus 150 plus 30 plus 40 plus 30. We basically have 530 as our expense total here. Was the hair 160 or 180? Okay, the hair was 180. I was wondering why my number was off. Okay, so 180 instead for our hair. So we should have 550 here. All right, you guys. So if we take 1044 plus 550, this is going to bring our expenses to the week to 1594. And we're going to go ahead and find our cash surplus, which is going to be 1800 minus 1594. 1800 minus 1594. We're going to have 206 in our savings until we get paid again. So 206 is what's going to go in our savings. So now we're going to head to the next week and finish the rest of our expenses again. Okay guys, so now we're looking at the next week, August 12th to August 18th. The pay period that this falls on is going to be the 15th. We're going to finish the rest of our rent, you guys, because remember we split our rent in half to make sure we cover it. So we'll pay off the first portion of our rent for the next month coming up, which is going to be 550. 550 plus 650 gives us our full rent total. So then we also have the MLGW that we didn't pay. The rest comes with this check. This is how she splits it. So we'll go ahead and pay 150 for the rest of that, topping it off to 160 for the month. Then we also have our car insurance coming out, which totals to how much? Our car insurance is 144. I'm just going to do a different color. Car insurance 144. Then we have the core bridge, which is also going to total to 56. Alright, and those are our fixed for the week, and our variables are basically going to be the same. We have our Klarna coming out again for $40. That's bi-weekly. Then we have our gas again, which is going to be, what are we spending for gas bi-weekly? $120. Our groceries for $150. And then we also have 2 credit cards coming out. We have a Capital One, our second Capital One card, which is going to be $45. And then we also have our Navy Federal credit card coming out as well, which is $25. So now let's go ahead and add up. Guys, we got one more thing that's bi-weekly too, the U.E. So we need to add that on here. The U.E, which is 170, is also bi-weekly. So 550 plus 150 plus 144 plus 56 plus 170 is going to put our fix at 1070. Now let's go ahead and add up our variables. 40 plus 120 plus 150 plus 45 plus 25. We're going to be at 380 here. So 380 plus 1070 is going to total our expenses to 1450. So 1500 minus 1450. 1500 minus 1450. It's going to be $50 in our savings, you guys. Woot, woot, woot. Sweet. Awesome, you guys. So our full cash surplus that we're going to save for the month of August, because we don't get paid again that next week, our next check won't come till September 1st. So this is a perfect example of a bi-weekly budget. So 206 plus 50 brings our cash surplus to 256 for the month. So let's go ahead and set up our debt payoff plan with our cash surplus. Alright, you guys, so for our cash surplus here goes our cash surplus, what we have left over. is going to be $256. So we want to basically pay off our Klarna. That is our budget goal for the month that we set. Our Klarna / our pink credit card. So our starting balance on this here, Klarna, we've paid $80 for the month. So our starting balance on the Klarna was $105. We're going to go ahead and take $105 minus $80 in minimum payments. So 105 minus 80 gives us $25 left on Klarna. So that's what we have on the Klarna. And then we also want to pay off the pink credit card as well. So if we take minus 25, the pink has a balance of $47 on it. So 47 plus 25 is going to be 72 for both of our cards together. So the starting balance on these would be $72. We're not going to put all this other information. It's not going to matter right now. And our goal is to pay this off by August. So what we're going to do is at the end of August, with our cash surplus we have, which is $256, we're going to take this $256 and we're going to pay $72 to pay off the Klarna and the pink credit card. So we're going to take $256 and we're going to minus it by $72. This is all we have left on there. $256 minus 72 is going to be $184 in our savings. So what we're going to put in our savings tracking jar at the end of the month, if we stick to our budget, we'll be putting away $184. Sweet. Alright you guys, and just like that, that is how we set up a monthly budget, break it down to a bi-weekly, figure out how much we have in our savings to contribute towards paying off our debt or build our savings. In this case, we wanted our goal to be to pay off the Klarna and the pink credit card, which totaled to about $72 left on both of those. We took our cash surplus, which is $256 left over at the end of the month, paid off the balance on both of those cards, and we're able to put $184 in our savings. That's how we set up a bi-weekly budget to reach our goal. So once again, she'll repeat this again for the next month, and then she could pay off some of her other credit cards we had here. We had the Capital One here and all that good stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like this video and make sure you guys subscribe. All products, including this digital planner, can be purchased at jaliacreations.com, and these calculators. So if you are interested in the calculator, make sure you go and grab yours. Thank you guys again for watching. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or what other type of videos you would like to see from me. Bye, you guys.